Now we're going to look at how to make the note cards for your project, for your classical argument essay. I started this one, codifying Roe v. Wade, and I talked with you about it, but let me just show you the end product. When I want to look at my note cards, now this is taking into consideration that I've actually done all of my note cards. I'm going to click down here on note cards and it'll show all of the ones I've made. So I've got 6, 7, okay? And each time you want a new note card, you do that and it'll bring up a new one. But I really don't want to do that right now. So I'm going to go to note cards and I'm going to go to this one. I'm going to click on it. And you notice up here, number 1, I have a note card title. I go over here to where it says source and I click on the arrow. And if you've got a lot of sources, I only have one right now, but if you have them, they'll be alphabetical on a drop down menu. So you just choose the one you want, and it's this one. Okay, so make sure that you have a title, and you'll see why that's important later. Then you have your source, you have your direct quotation from the article. Okay, so this is the direct quotation from the article. So I'm going to go to the article, copy, and then paste it in here, word for word. All right, that's where the direct quotation is. Now, over here, the reason we've been going over paraphrasing, I've given you those exercises. We probably should practice it a little bit. We're just going to be running out of time, but we can go over that together. Notice that this paraphrase actually is a little bit longer than this one. And you should read them both to see and determine for yourself if they say the same thing. Okay, that's the second part. The third part's going to take some critical thinking here. It is the so what. Okay, so what? You gave this example here. Why does it really even matter? It's also a way to find out if you can connect this information to a larger picture, maybe to something in your life or in society. So this is how something like that would be worded. I'm sorry, I'm going to make it just a little bit bigger. And so I took this information and I said, this is heartening to know because it shows just how important members of the House thought abortion rights were, especially to women. Even some Republicans felt the Supreme Court's decision took away a basic right granted to every woman. Most importantly, abolishing abortion rights strips women of basic rights. So, what I'm saying is this example about the timing, just like weeks after this was abolished, the Roe versus Wade, Congress got on it. And I say it's heartening. That's a positive thing for me because it wasn't like women were all being thrown under the bus, even though they had been by the Supreme Court. Members of Congress, and not all of them were Democrats, most of them were, but they rallied together to try to get something to to pass. So that was known as the Women's Health Protection Act. So that's what I named the card because that is goes to one of my main points, and I'll explain that here in a minute. So let's see what I just did. I had a source. Here was my source. This is on the database. You can recognize it, can't you? So here this is. It's the page, and it's actually a very short piece of information, and I had to even shorten it more. So you'll notice that you can actually cite it. You can send it over to Noodle Tools. All right, but I copied and pasted a portion of this here. Okay, so again, you didn't get to see the blank card that I just showed you on Noodle Tools, but this is where I put in the title, which was the Woman's Act, Healthcare Act. And then this is where I chose my source. This is where I copied and pasted from here to here my quotation. Then I went over here and wrote the quotation in my own words. And then I answered the question, so what? So what? How does it blend into the big picture? How does it, let me go back here. Okay. How does it blend into the big picture? So, first thing you do when you open up a brand new note card, you hit new note card, put a title. The title should have something to do with the main point that it's supporting. And I'll show you why you want to do that in the next video that I make. But today I want you to actually create your first two note cards. And then put from the scroll down list. Of course, you do the note cards after you get all the sources in there. Okay, then you scroll down and find the source. The next thing you do is you copy and paste from the article here. The next thing you do is you put this quote in your own words. And remember, paraphrasing can be a little shorter. It's actually pretty much the same length, or it might be a little bit more, maybe more words. But it's just talking about it in general, it's going to be about give or take 5 words. It'll be the same amount of words. And then this one here is the one where you say why this is important. Why is this fact important? And that is how you do your note cards.